Oh, I haven't. No.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Wait till you get to the final questions.
Okay.
Well, hello, I'm Hunter Sicho, the man, and welcome back to Let's Interview. My guest tonight is. You can introduce yourself because I'm not doing all the work.
Okay. Well, I'm Godrekefalcer. I have a little gaming channel. Hello.
Yeah, Godric. He was on. You were on Off Topic, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah.
A future guest on Coliseum Debate. Um, that first episode's doing really well. The other episodes are doing terrible. But you know,
Hmm. I wonder why.
yeah, maybe because Lydia is only in the first one. Her name has weight. Her name has weight now on YouTube at this point. It's
Does it?
always all.
I don't think my name has any weight. I think I could throw anything up on Twitter and not a single person would give any care. They wouldn't care at all.
uh,
But Twitter's like a completely different zone. Like you could have a million subscribers on YouTube and then post something on Twitter, but have almost no followers, and then nobody would care. It's just that's kind of how it works. It's weird.
um, sorry for kind of going. It's interesting. I am gonna have to cut this whole bit out because someone texted me at the weirdest time.
Yeah, I hadn't been on Skype for like, oh gosh, months. I've been using Curse. It works really well for gaming and things. But
Oh yeah, the one that just completely failed when we tried to record with.
what was that one?
Was
Oh,
that
did you try Curse? Oh no, that was something different.
that? Let's not
That was
mention the other product.
um,
'Cause that just
yeah, that was Dolby's thing, the speaker company or whatever, but that was pretty sad.
that was an absolute disaster.
I honestly think it's Lydia because honestly, every time she gets in the call, it fails, and then we're just having a conversation, and she's like long gone. Oh, it's horrible.
It was all her fault. We had to re-record off topic 3 times, and we did. We gave up with the topics after the second one. Like, let's just pick another one. Let's pick another one.
It was always mid sentence too. It was never during a pause.
It was. So, Godric, would you like to let the viewing audience know what kind of channel is your YouTube channel?
Well, I guess it's mostly a gaming channel. I tend to I do some creepypasta readings just because I've had a couple compliments on just my voice. And then
That
right
is
now
very
I'm
soothing.
doing a really long series of Life is Strange, of course. Everybody's obsessed with that, but it takes forever to come out. And a long series of Hand of Fate. And yeah, so gaming, readings, I play with other people. I do the Gary's
Phrasing.
mod sometimes. Everybody does the Gary's mod sometimes. And
I've played Gary's mod. Was not a fan.
it really depends on what mod you play, honestly. But some things have been overplayed. Oh man, the YouTube is just covered in Gary's mod at this point. But
Um, yeah. So your channel kind of exploded from the last time we talked to you. Last time we talked to you, Lydia was all like, "Oh, we were talking to this. I can't remember who contacted you. I think it was Lydia, because you did something with Lydia. You did creepy pastas on her channel. What were just like three
mhm.
hours recorded, and it's only like a 10-minute video with the worst English in the world.
Yeah, we did fake creepypastas, like really bad ones, and it turned out pretty well actually. She edits really well, and it's just I wish we'd done real ones, but the fake ones were really good because we didn't read them ahead of time, and so we get to a point and then we just both die laughing for no apparent reason. But
Well, yeah, I'd love because she's done a few creepy pastas, and she just kind of stopped, and she had a creepy pasta about a kid and someone at his window, and you're just like, oh god, it got really creepy. There was some generally nice creepy ones. I'm gonna take she did.
oh, I think I remember that. I watched a couple of hers. One of them was like there was some creepy dude taking pictures of a kid from the window, and
Yeah,
then he ended
cause
up in his closet at the end of it, and I was like, oh man, they're just so cringy.
It was, they were, and I wish she went back to them. And like your ones were brilliant. I just remember giving out to her for that whole fucking time. I was like, what the fuck? She'd never let me know she's doing something with someone else. It's like, oh, you had to go now. What? Why? We've only said, oh, I'm recording tonight. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. That's fantastic. What
Yeah,
you recorded?
I don't know. I just recently started doing mine. It kind of ended up being a Sunday thing because most of the time, the weekends, I don't really have anything. That's when I record everything and I kind of fit it together. But I figured I need something short. But the ones I've seen, people put their whole like life story in those things, and they're pages and pages long. Um, but I read one recently about public restrooms, and you just in the dark, you're by yourself, and there's this weird Japanese folk tale where there's this girl that ended up dying in a bathroom or something, and then she's always like sitting directly above you on the stall staring at you, and it's really disturbing. But
Well, the first creepypasta I think everyone heard was the Brian for Ocarina, Majora's Mask.
hmm, I don't think I've actually heard that one.
It's good till you've heard it like 100 times. And
Oh
like
yeah.
I love that some YouTubers like I'm gonna tell you this the story. It's a creepypasta, but there's been some YouTubers that tell it like it happened to them. Like
Hmm.
it was their. This is what happened to them, and I'm like, oh my god, that's really creepy. And then you're like, oh, this is just a fucking creepypasta.
Yeah, the only person I really watch, I did listen to a couple of Lydia's, but Cryotic was the main guy I listened to, and he started doing that right away, and he's a big YouTuber now. I think he's at 2.1, 2.2 million or something like that. But his are great. And I actually had some complaints on my channel about mine because in a way, when I read, I kind of sound like Cry because it's the first ones I ever heard. And so I kind of go off of that as a baseline. But they said it's just too close and I need to be more original. And I was just kind of sad about that. I was like, I'm trying, guys.
How do they complain about you being too original?
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I don't see how I sound like him. He's got kind of a British accent, and I was like, well, I don't have any British accent, so I've got no idea. But
It's very American. You are American, right?
yes, I am.
So you were at like 300 when Lygia or I was like, oh, there's this guy called Godric. It was probably Lygia. And he's like, he got to like 300 in a matter of a few days. He was only at like something when I first started talking to him. So what was the video you did? What was the whole idea that you went from 300 to now 1,000 within only like 3 months, really?
It was it's always been that same video. I did a series on a game called Presentable Liberty. Have you heard of that one?
It's the one in the room, is it?
Yeah, you're basically trapped in a cell and you get these letters from people.
I saw Game Grumps do a video on it.
Did they? Oh, I never saw that one.
They did like a 2 hour video of it, and I was just like,
Oh, it takes about 2 hours. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But what happens is you just get these letters, and you get really attached to the characters that are sending you the letters, but you never once in the entire game see any of the other characters. But I did a full playthrough of it, and it did pretty well. And people kept asking me in the comments, like, what happens if you do this? What happens if you do that? And so I was like, you know what? I'll make a video of showing everybody, like if you wandered over this direction, if you tried to go out the door early, if you went up instead of down in the elevator or whatever like that. And that just, it skyrocketed. But the thing about it was the day before Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and Cinnamon Toast Ken played the game. And so the second they played that game, it just exploded because people were looking for what would happen if kind of things. And so that just worked out really well for me. But
I like. What did PewDiePie do a video on it?
I do believe he did that, but I think he beat all of us by like a week.
He really makes games at this point.
No, yeah, he really does. Like he just craps magic on anything he plays.
It's
But
slightly annoying.
honestly, yeah, I some of his videos I watch just out of chance because I know they're going to be there and they're always consistently weird. And so it's just good to entertain myself for a little bit. Even if I just do it while like I kind of listen to it in the background while I do other things. Um, One thing I haven't liked, honestly, about YouTubers, I used to watch Markiplier a lot, and then he's honestly started playing a bunch of Flash games that I remember playing when I was in like middle school, and I was like, well, I don't want to watch this. I've played it. I've been there. I don't need somebody to commentate on a Flash game, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I see a few YouTubers doing Flash games. Like I was, I shouldn't even say this. Lydia on her Steam has like 500 games,
Oh, I know she does.
and
I've seen a couple, and every time I go to a game, I'm like, this looks good. And then you scroll down, and it was like, oh, Lydia wants this game, or Lydia has this game. I was like, she just wants everything that I look at. I'm like, man.
she gets them all when it's like a sale on or something. Like the summer sale was ridiculous. Like I was slightly broke, she was broke. Like I have 260 games. She doubles me. She's 500 and something games. And
Oh,
I was
man.
joking with her the other day, going, Lydia, I see you do some Flash and browser based games. She was like, yeah. You have 500 odd games. Why don't you play some of them first? We do these free ones. And she was like, do you know how long it takes me to do a video? I thought it was very funny that she has so many games and she got like 13 more games last night. I was like, I think you have a problem.
I, oh man, I used to be the kind of guy that would just buy things right when they came out. But after I started getting into Steam, I have to wait for there to be a sale. I think the only thing I've bought in the last 3 months at full price was Hand of Fate, which I bought because I was watching one of the Yogscast play it, and it just looked fun, and it looked like it would take me a long time, which is great. And have you seen that game at all, Hand of Fate?
I have not. The only game I ever paid for full price was Wolfenstein, and my graphics card couldn't take it at the time.
Which one was that?
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Okay. I think I played the one before that on Xbox, but I don't think I ever played that one.
It was I heard good reviews, and if you bought it, I only bought it on the pre-bought it, pre-purchase. Oh my god, I only pre-bought it just because you got open. You got to play Doom early.
Okay.
That was just a mouthful.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, but yeah, Hand of Fate is kind of weird. It's kind of a card game, but basically the cards are shuffled, and then they go in this kind of dungeon pattern by floors, and then you have to go through the cards, and there's a different event for each card. At the beginning, it's kind of boring because there's very basic things, but as you go along, you have to perform a specific event on each card, and then you get a token that gives you the card for the next event for that weird thing. And what's weird about it is when you go into combat, it's like third person Fable type combat. So you actually have to fight, block, dodge around and do that kind of thing, but it's a card game, so it's kind of interesting.
Nice. Have you played Almera? Oh, no, I'm saying that game wrong. It's on early access. It's like a board game, and there was a steep learning curve at the beginning.
What's it called? Can you spell it? I'll look it up real quick.
Aormello. Almera or Almera. I say it one way. Lydia always corrects me.
No, I haven't seen that game. Is it new? You said
It's
it's...
still in early access. Early access. It's a good game. It's like a board game with cards and cards. But another YouTuber, Ash Reap, jeez, getting his name wrong. Purchased it for me and Lydia, and we did a let's play on his channel of it. But me and Lydia we were too busy to pre-play it beforehand. So we went into this let's play completely blind and not knowing how to play the rules or understand the game, and he was like, "Don't worry, it only takes me like 20 minutes to do a run of this game." And we were like, "All right, that an hour it took me and Lydia to play the game." But now me and Lydia have put 15 hours into. I put 15 hours into it. We can play within within 20 minutes.
Is it free? You said he purchased it for you?
Yeah, it's €20, I think.
Oh man, that's pretty steep for me at this point. Which I was also about to say was I recently, which helped my channel out quite a bit. I recently actually joined a community called Creative Nation, so I can put ads on my channel now. And so now I can actually monetize, and I'll make a little money, so I can actually buy Steam games, which is going to be so helpful.
Yeah, that's
But
I'm with I'm a Google partner. I wish it wasn't, but I'm a Google partner.
what does that mean, Google partner?
A YouTube partner. They monetize my ads.
Okay. I was actually a partner with them, and then I switched. Um, just because a friend of mine told me about this new thing, and they go 90-10 with you, so it seemed like a pretty halfway decent thing. They also can create wallpapers and thumbnails for you, which I might do. But yeah, so I'm
Nice.
hoping for that. I also put a little donation link at the top, and then I, of course, haven't gotten anything, and I don't really plan on getting anything. But
I noticed that donate here to PayPal. I saw that the other day. I was like, "You cheeky fuck."
is it too cocky? Should I take it down or?
No, I'd leave it just because I think it's funny, and it's always good to have some fucking kind of sense of humor on stuff like this. You should never take yourself too serious when it comes to YouTube stuff.
Oh no, I don't plan on getting like anything. I was just hoping like maybe if somebody wants to give me like $5 and they send me a message and they say I donated $5, I would like you to get this game and play it. Of course I'll do that. I mean it would be great.
I've
Um,
yeah, true YouTube. I've got a few free games. I've got some really nice things from YouTubers. Just because that's the kind of reason I got Batman Lego Tree one day from a YouTuber and just said, "Cause you're a nice person." I was like, "God, that's so fucking nice of you."
oh man. I've never been gifted anything. I have had some requests as of late, and they were like, if you make a video on this game, we'd be glad to give you the game for free once it comes out. It's normally indie producers that where it's in alpha, and they're like, if you want to play it for us, once the full game's out, we'll be sure to send you a copy. And I haven't messed with that. Some games really don't record well, and they're all. It was a MOBA, of course, and it was a MOBA that's online, but it's an alpha, and so there's like 150 people playing it, but you have to play online, so it was kind of confusing to find people. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get free stuff. That's the point. Nobody sends me anything.
Because I was thinking of because I want to keep on doing this interview thing what I'm doing right now, and I was getting a few people. I started with the people who did off topic with me and Lydia. Brandon has just been one of the hardest guys to get in contact like recently. Because I do 20 questions and I do this and I do Coliseum debates with some new YouTubers. But I was like, oh, I'll ask Godric. I went to your channel and saw you had 1,000 subscribers. I was like, well, need to talk to this guy.
Yeah, it really doesn't make that big a difference, honestly. But once you get past 1,000, it's that kind of thing where you have to work up to 1,000 about as hard as you can. But once you're over the hump, things just happen pretty quickly. I've gotten a lot of messages from a lot of people. And of course they vary from 4 subscribers to like 3,000. And it just all happens in a weird way. But my channel's confusing because a lot of the times if I get bored with a series, sometimes I just won't continue with it. Like I'll finish it over time, but people get kind of grumpy because I'll start something. Because like when Life is Strange episode 4 came out, I had to rush to it because the sooner you get it out there, the sooner people can check it out.
But
Um,
you
I,
have like Pro Jarrett, who started Superman 64 5 years ago. Jesus, I've been watching that for 5 years and still has not finished it.
yeah, I mean that happens.
And
Um,
he really he does. He starts really strong and then he just stops.
I
Like
don't.
I remember.
I kind of do that too. Like I started a series and it's not like I haven't recorded the episodes. It's just I stare at the footage and I start cutting it into pieces and I'm like, this is just turning into a crap storm. What do I even do with this at this point? And then it just kind of fades out of my memory and I kind of move on. But big YouTubers like PewDiePie and Markiplier, there's a couple of things that they've done where months later people are still commenting on every video they have saying you need to finish this. You never did this. But I've never had that. People are just kind of okay with whatever because my
Mm,
channel's random and stupid just like me. So,
I see, because like Game Grumps do 3 videos a day, and because of ad revenue and to keep them afloat. But I like the idea that you can have a YouTuber like, because you just blew up with one video. It was really that game, and you did a video of all the endings, and you have what was it, 1,600 or 16,000?
it's 116,000 views right now, and it's reaching 2,000 likes actually. It's getting pretty close.
Like
But
that's something that can just will get you But I find the more subscribers, especially Lydia, because she's always ahead of me. The more subscribers she gets, the more times I'd see her with different, like it's her videos are being shown more often, and what I'm sure once you get to 1,000, as you said, over the home, things start kind of working for itself.
yeah, there's just something weirdly mental about that kind of thing. Not in a bad way. It's just kind of if you look at a channel and you say, okay, these people have like 13 subscribers, you're like, well, I might subscribe, but maybe not. And even if it's like 981 subscribers, you look at it and you say, eh. But if it just says 1K and they can't see the exact number, you're just like, oh, they're over 1,000. That's really neat. Maybe I'll join. It just tends to get more people to click, and I'm not sure why. It's just kind of a like a mind game where one number seems bigger even though it really isn't. It's kind of weird.
I Yeah, now and again you see a channel that has like maybe a few videos and just huge subscriber numbers, and you're like, hell, you only have like 4 videos. How would you have like close to like 5,000 subscribers? And the videos could be something stupid. I love the kind of logic how YouTube works.
It's it doesn't. I mean, like I said, I made that video not thinking anything of it, and it just kind
Just to
of
show
blew up.
people.
And I think I've said this every time I've talked to another YouTuber. I just say you never know what they're going to like. You just never know. Some things just blow up. Some things people won't watch more than once and they don't care. It just really depends. And sometimes you just get really good at it. But the thing these days is people try to compare every channel they see to PewDiePie, Markiplier, the Yogscast people, and big YouTubers. And you just can't do that because they've got thousands of dollars put into it. And I've got like a webcam that I bought for $50 and a mic I bought off like freaking Craigslist for $50. And I'm just trying. Like that's what I do. Um,
I always like the idea that I've done reviews in the past with my old channel and stuff, but I put hours and hours, and I always go, if I get at least 5 subscribers, I'd be so happy. And then you get your 5 subscribers, and you look at because YouTube's all on how minutes are watched, and you go, oh, because the more work on revenue through that, and you go, oh, I wonder how much people watched my videos, and you look at like 20 seconds, a minute, barely a second. Because I used to do FTX-CAW wrestling, where it was like I'd make whole like wrestling stuff using the old PlayStation 2 game, and I put hours and hours into recording of it. It took an hour and a half. Editing took 40 minutes. Upload it, and because I do voiceover, I'd spend hours and hours on it, and then they'd be like 40 minutes long. I'd put it up. It'd get great views, but watch time like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's honestly all about the watch time, which is why I've been trying to cut down. Because Life is Strange, especially, you'll go to like Jacksepticeye. He put up the whole episode the first day it came out. It was 2.5 hours long. Now, not a single person I know would sit down and watch that. But they do have like a resume feature where you can watch it up to a point, and then if you close out of your window or you leave YouTube, you could come back and it resumes, which is kind of convenient. But what is your limit? Like, if you look at a video and you see a time, how long does it have to be before you go, oh, I've got time to watch that? Or, yeah,
It's
sure,
really
I'll
on
sit
how
down.
busy you are, and like Lydia has put. Now Lydia is great because her videos. I'm gonna use Lydia's reference all the time, not because she's just a friend and because of that being friends, not being all like, oh, Lydia has great channels. Check out to Lydia. Her videos are always like under 10 minutes. For ages it was like 10 minutes or just a little over 10 minutes, and then Life is Strange, because of how much is in them, they got up to 40 minutes and 50 minutes, and she did a video of a browser-based game, and it was 50 odd minutes long. I was like, Lydia, did you stop your vlog cutting? She was like, no, I'm still cutting a lot out of it. Like, because she used to be a vlogger, so she cut a lot out of stuff to keep it flowing and natural. But like, when she did like videos that are 50 minutes long, I was like, how much did you cut out of it? And she's like, well, it was originally 2 hours long. You're like, what?
Yeah, I actually today, in like the last hour, I put up a video of Hand of Fate. But what you're supposed to do is go through the dungeon setting, defeat the final boss, and move on. But I ended up dying twice because there was this weird card that it's like, do you accept the challenge? And if you accept it, they reduce you to like 8 health out of 100, and then you have to not get hit once to win. And if you get hit once, you die. And I ended up dying twice. So the main problem is I earned a lot of tokens. And so I was like, oh, I'll make a quick video of me earning the tokens so people know, because once you get new tokens, they're in your deck. So I didn't want to start a video where a bunch of new cards were in there and nobody knew what they were. And so I made a video and I cut out all the combat because the combat takes forever. And the first comment, like right when it went up, was, please try not to do this again. I really love this series. I didn't want to miss out on anything. And I was like, well, I had to. It ended up being a 22, 25-minute video. Everything I cut out, it all ended at 2.5 hours. I was like, I really didn't want to keep all that in there. But you have people that really want to watch it. But then you have other people that want to watch this 4-minute video. Like, have you seen Scene Anners? He's the biggest example out there.
No, because with YouTube, I got to the point that I used to like, do you know Some Call Me Johnny?
No,
He's a great reviewer, and he does a video once a week, and he's really similar. Well, him and his schedule to the completionist, Birdman, that one video game. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know the completionist. Yeah, he's been in a lot of things actually.
Yeah, so he finally did a video with that Some Call Me Johnny, because they both kind of had the same schedule unintentionally for years, and Some Call Me Johnny is more kind of relaxed. And well, here's some jokes, but let's go through it. And the completionist, I just got once Greg left the show, I've barely been watching it. Because it's like Game Grumps. If it's a game I like, I'll watch. And the Game Theory, I like kind of watch some of the big YouTubers. I like watching some small YouTubers more, because you can see they're still kind of trying to figure out what they're doing, how to present themselves editing wise. I like seeing the smaller YouTubers, so I can go, oh, I'm doing that, and I can see it's not working, so let me change and do something else. So I love kind of looking at the small YouTubers.
I do like that. But C Nanners was the one I was trying to compare to like the time because all of his videos that he does are a mixture of Gary's Mod, but they're always less than 3.5 minutes long, and people just eat that up because 3 minutes of your time is nothing.
It's a
And
music
speaking,
video, really.
it really is. Yeah, like you can watch it in no time. Like I'll go to the bathroom and I'll just watch a full video sitting on the toilet and it's just convenient. But as you were saying with Game Grumps, of course when JonTron left, things like dropped like a rock. But I've really grown attached to Danny. Like he's really cool. And they have just blown up recently. And they're always really good. I watch all their series for the most part. A lot of the times I didn't watch what was the most recent thing they did? What was the Dark Souls game that came out? For some reason I've just got
I
blank.
didn't watch the Dark Souls
Oh,
series.
Bloodborne. That
Yeah, I
was
didn't
it.
watch that. But I like some of the kind of like the really bad NES games where Aaron is just freaking out and Dan is making jokes.
Oh, yeah, Sonic Adventures DX that they're playing right now. I love it because Aaron is just really angry at this crazy game that makes no sense. And Mario's the same thing. Like it's kind of just aggravatingly annoying. And I love that because Danny's so calm, but he's got like really good stories. I feel like do you know how old he is? Because he seems so old with all these crazy stories. But
He's 30 something. The bow in the 30s, I think. But I love the way that PT was. I couldn't play because I didn't have a PlayStation. But PT, the whole Silent Hills playable demo and all this
yeah,
teaser.
yeah.
If you put that into YouTube, Game Grumps is third on the video, third on the list.
See, that's yeah. I mean they kind of are, but that's another thing is they output so well. Like you said, like 3 videos a day consistently, and they consistently have multiple series, and so people love it, especially because they have Grumpcade as well, which is two completely different people with two completely different fan bases, and they just throw it all together and they just grow so drastically. But I was about to say that Presentable Liberty I have, that video is relatively first or second on the list most of the time. In terms of like, if you look up Presentable Liberty, I think it's like sixth. If you look up Presentable Liberty all endings, I think it's first. It's just one of those things I never intended to happen. But of course, right behind me is, of course, the Jacksepticeye, the PewDiePie, the Markiplier. They're directly underneath me. But I just happen to be slightly above them because I literally max out my tags where they have like 15 they consecutively use because they don't need any more.
Just at
But
this point, it's just the names really they use.
yeah,
They could
yeah.
just use their names.
And I've seen people use other people's names for that kind of thing.
I
Um,
use Lydia's. Don't tell her.
it's, that's probably fine. She won't get mad. It's just mostly like people that make money off of it, like people who live off of it. You shouldn't use their names, but people do constantly. I'm sure if they like say the word PewDiePie in their video, they put it in the tags. Um,
I remember Philly D a few years ago when I used to watch him regularly. I don't watch him anymore. He did this video and he said, I figured out if I put Kim Kardashian in the title of my video, it's guaranteed to get 1 million views.
yeah,
He
that's
he
yeah.
know once you kind of know the system and how people Google and use the search engine. Wait, search. Sorry,
Oh.
use the search engine to the advantage of like, okay, they're gonna put it this way and have it in the tag, so they'll find it that way. That's probably how they just do really well. Because I always go, well, these are tags I'll use for this video because this is what's going on. But then you hear other YouTubers or YouTube itself. When I one of my channels like less is better, but then I've seen videos where people go, yeah, I max out my tags. I put everything
I
into it.
I really do. Like every time I upload a video, it tells me like your tags are too long because I always just max out as much as possible, and I'm not sure if that really helps. Um, because PewDiePie videos, as of late, a lot of the times they don't even include anything about the game. It could say like a duck flies across the pond, and there's just a picture of a duck flying across the pond as the thumbnail, and then of course it would be like the Ark or something, that new Ark game,
Right.
and it would just be like once in the video he does some weird thing about a duck flying across the pond as a single joke that takes 3 seconds. But it's something completely random that somebody's like, oh, I wonder what's going on here. Um,
I see a lot of YouTubers use the whole tag as an advantage. Not the tag, sorry. That use the whole thumbnails as an advantage. Like that. That's how the first person got so many tags, so many views. She used. She just used. I think it was a picture of her boobs or a cleavage. She got so many views, and the whole thing was about cooking.
who
And
was
so
that?
it was like about 10 years ago. She was one of the first. I think Game Theory did a video on it a while ago. She just had a weird way of doing a thumbnail, and she just got loads of fucking views from it because it just looked like boobs, and that's what kids want, boobs. When boys 14 sees boobs, they're gonna click on the video.
Yeah, boobs in the thumbnail. That's been very, very overused, but
And
apparently it works.
that's why
So,
YouTube changed the whole minutes watched. That's one of the reasons people think they changed the minutes watched than views when it comes to ad revenue. And your video, the more views you have, the more it's going to be shown and searches, and more revenue and more people come and more subscribers to do more stuff. So like when I texted you a week or two ago about doing this, I was like, he has 1,000 subscribers. There's no way he's going to see my message.
no, I actually I try to respond to every single comment that I have, and then I do get quite a bit of messages, but a lot of them I just ignore. There are a lot of please join my network, um, that kind of thing. But no, I mean, 1,000 subscribers really hasn't changed anything. It's a number, and there's obviously I say that, but if I see somebody and they're below like 50 subscribers, a lot of the times I'll respond if they comment, but I won't join up with them or anything to make a video. Um, just because I don't dislike them. It's just there's a certain point where one has to gain from the other. That's why YouTubers tend to find people with similar subscribers and similar content, and then they work together. That's just kind of how it is. And I have been a part of little forums and things and talked to people about that. But
There's been big YouTubers I've trying to gone out to get. Just ask about doing off topic or causing debate, and lady was like, "How many subscribers do they have?" Like, maybe like 500,000 or 250,000. He's like, "They'll never see your message." And I hate the idea that you'd be like, "I'd love to do a video with you in this because I think you'd be interested in talk to it," but then they'll probably be gone. Are they just trying to get this for views and subscribers? And I'm like, no. And it is interesting because I'd see the same thing. I'd see smaller YouTubers. Like, you can't get that much smaller than me, but like next to you, I'm only, what am I, 148 subscribers, and you have 1,000.
well, see, the thing about that is I don't know. I'm sure it'll change me. Like if I have over 100,000, I'm sure I'll just be a different person. But honestly, I was happy with 50, and I never thought it would get over 50. I've talked to one or two people about this, but the only reason I made this channel was because I went to college and I didn't get to see my sisters much, and we lived like 12 hours apart. And so I never went home. And so most of the time, they just enjoyed watching me play video games. And so that's why I kind of started it. And she still watches them. She still loves them. But people just kind of showed up. And then I had some friends that they always like kind of made fun of me, like, "Oh my God, it's the big YouTuber. Here he comes." But then, but then they were like, "Oh yeah, I still share with friends all the time, and they're really good about it." But as you were saying with that, I've actually recorded with people before, and they've had quite a bit less than me or almost equivalent to me in different cases, but they were like, you need to record this and you need to put something up. And I was like, well, I don't really feel like it. Can't I just do this now, and then you'll have me in your videos, and then it'll be you can have some of my subscribers, I can get some of yours. And they were like, no, I need you to also put up a video, and so it's like both ways. But I don't really feel like that's successful because I don't want to go to a channel, see somebody play with someone else, and then go to their channel just to watch the same video. What's the point in that?
You're kind of losing the oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You're kind of losing the formula because, like, on off topic, me and Lydia, we got great views for off topic because I think it's how we work together. But separately, we still get good views, but they'll never be as strong as collabing with Lydia. I'll collab with other people and get strong, but I think the whole chemistry me and Lydia works really well for with my humor and her whole really, Kev. It's a mixture.
It all depends. But honestly, I've known kind of like larger YouTubers, and they've blatantly said in this kind of market there's so many different people. The only way you can grow is to work with each other at this point. It used to be good content would just get you there. But at this point, you have to make good content
you have to be
almost
networking.
consistently. And yeah, you have to network. And I honestly, I don't do as much as other people.
Like I
I have
network
friends that
I network all the time. I heard it, and it was advice I got from on Versus. Josh Jepson, Attacking Toucan, said networking. It's 90% networking on YouTube.
it really is. And I've had people where they're close to the same amount of subscribers that I have, but they don't have nearly as many views, nearly as many videos, nearly as good content. The thing is, they go to every single small YouTuber and they'll leave nice comments. They'll try to like hang out with a bunch of people. They'll go to forums and just comment on things. And a lot of that is Google Plus. They just literally go to Google Plus. You go to YouTube Gamer page, and everything they see, they leave a nice comment, and people just eat that up. They're like, oh, well, this person left a nice comment. I'll go to their page. I'll look at what they have. And just 90% of the time, if you're just halfway decent, halfway nice, you leave a comment, you leave a like, people will just come to your page and subscribe most of the time. And I don't consistently do that by any means. I do it every now and then if I see somebody's comment and I think, oh, that's pretty original.
Yeah,
That
I
kind of video is
actually
pretty neat.
I got that the other day. I got a really a nice comment, and I liked. I won't say who it was. It's a small YouTuber, and they had a great they were giving doing great videos, and I was just like, I'd actually like to work with you. I've sent them. I haven't heard anything back, but I've seen other small YouTubers, and I'm just like, I'm too lazy. I'll say you nice vid if you have good videos. I'm not gonna be the person who's like, oh yeah, your videos are great, top of range, that's amazing.
Yeah, the only problem with
Because I'm
that is
Irish and I don't give a shit.
well, that's true. But the only problem I've had with that is sometimes I'll get messages and they'll be like, "Oh, I went ahead and I looked at this video and I liked it and I subscribed to your channel. Here is my channel and here's one of my videos. You should probably do the same. Come check me out."
I get
And
that
then
all
they
the
don't
time.
like your video. They don't subscribe to you. They just say it. And I've had people get up to almost the amount of subscribers that I'm at right now just by totally faking people out. Like they don't have good content. They never put out videos. They get no views, but the subscriber count's just high because they just mass send it to everybody on the internet. And a couple of people were like, oh, okay.
I had that a few, I think a month or two ago. This guy goes, oh, I like your videos. I subscribe to your channel. Do you want to subscribe to mine? And I was like, you didn't subscribe to my channel. I did now. Okay, thanks. And then you comment back on, you gonna subscribe to mine? No.
Yeah, you can't really go subscriber to subscriber, but the, let's go back to the comparison of YouTube and Twitter real quick. Twitter, the only way you get big on Twitter is literally if you go and follow everybody that exists and then later unfollow them, but just hope that they stay followed to you. It's really stupid because tons of people follow me, and then I realize that they've just instantly unfollowed me, like right after I followed them. And so you just go back and you have to get rid of all those people. But
I
YouTube shouldn't be like that. You should be trying to get views, trying to get longer view time. The subscriber count really doesn't change that much. As long as it just increases, you're basically fine. But subscriber for subscriber is really gross, especially in statistics, because if 100 people subscribe to you and then 100 people unsubscribe to you, that looks horrible in Google Analytics. And
I
that's just
I
not the way to do it.
I particularly don't like Twitter. I'm more of a Facebook man, but I found out 13 people follow me, are following me, and I'm following 30 odd people, and I was just like, there's people following my Twitter page. I have it set up automatic, so it just tells you my videos are up, and I have 13 people. It's like, what the fuck? Um, I think it's weird, so I'm trying to start using Twitter to help people know when I'm doing videos who are actually following, because I didn't even know there was people following me.
Yeah, I think I've got like 96 odd followers, but I'm also following like 88 people. And of course, 20 of them are, I mean, big YouTubers that would never follow me back in a million years, but the rest of them are just some regular people I've met, some people that followed me, and I looked at their channel and I was like, oh, that's pretty neat, and I followed them. But every time I put something up, I do exactly how you do. It automatically sends it to Twitter. I also go and I put it on this website called Damn Lag. It's like a forum website for YouTubers.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes I put them on Google Plus, like I'll just share it on a couple of those. And then I have a Facebook, but my Facebook is just like non-existent. I think I've got like 13 people and 10 of them are my personal friends. So that's the only reason they know about it. Um, but besides that, there's no real way to get yourself out there because everybody else is going to be there right with you trying to do the same thing. Um, is there like a good way to do that? Like what do you do about that?
Well, I've no idea. Well, it's obviously not working for me.
Well,
If it
I
was working
want
for
to
me,
say
I'd have more subscribers, and I know I just try to send out good content, uh, and do the networking with talk to YouTubers. Like I have a good, nice list of around 10 YouTubers I try to do stuff with. Yeah, I do stuff with legit every single weekend. I do stuff with a YouTuber called Mr. Womble every weekend. It's just because we're in the same time zone. I'd love to be able to do more stuff with more of the YouTubers. By the time I'm going to sleep, some of the YouTubers in Los Angeles are just getting up, or in Australia. Like, I go to bed and some Australians are just getting up. So I'd love to be able to do more of a communication thing with the YouTubers. But I'm slowly trying to build up a nice network of YouTubers that we can run ideas off, communicate, do collaborations, and help each other get bigger and stronger.
yeah, that's where I'm at with that damn lag forum. I know people that have just gotten together with like 10 or 12 different people within like one day because you just make a forum thread and a couple of people will comment and then you'll make friends. There's a YouTuber I know and he's kind of small. His name is Belcoot. I really like his videos. His content is great. He's only at like 660 subscribers, and I actually had less than him when I first met him. And of course, now I'm like 400 above him, which is really weird because I never saw it coming. Um, but it's just one of those things, like his content is so much better than mine. He has an actual camera, an actual job where he can buy things for his channel. And he's just made so many friends. I think every one of his videos has a different YouTuber in it. He does a lot of just like a series called Chillin' with Belcoot, where he just literally chats with some people. Um, and then he also does a series where he shows off other smaller channels or similar channels, which is why I like that. but there's like 500,000 different forum websites, and most of them are absolute crap. Like you can't find anybody but other YouTubers. And let's talk about this. Other YouTubers are stingy. I am freaking stingy with my subscribes. Like I will not normally subscribe to anybody. Just because I don't know. I feel like there's a certain amount that I need, and then that's about all I need. Because if I'm not gonna watch your video, if I just like you, every now and then I'll go through and just be like, I don't like it that much anymore.
Yeah,
And then I'll just
I tried to subscribe to channels that I like the videos, but then I find I'm just subscribing to channels because they said something interesting, or I'm just subscribing to subscribe, and there's no rhyme or reason, and I have stupid amount of subscribers. But when my old YouTube channel did amazing when the Batman Injustice game came out. Me and my friend Dale, who used to do it, we blew up within a month. We went from like 40 subscribers to over 300 within a month, really, really quick, and then he deleted the channel by mistake. So when I started this channel, I have two other channels that I haven't touched in months or a year at this point with one of them. At this one, I was like, I'm going to be like sensible. I'm not going to subscribe to anyone, and I'm just going to let them subscribe to me. And I realized within a few weeks how stupid that is. You need to subscribe to people and communicate with people. You can't just let them come to you.
Yeah, that's my problem. I really need to get out and do that more. It's really hard though, because with the YouTube search engine, how it is, if you put in like a specific video and you're like, let's find some smaller YouTubers, you physically cannot do it. If you put in like small YouTuber in the search engine, it'll just come up with people with like 100,000 plus subscribers, and you're like, this is not what I meant. But as you were saying, most of the time I subscribe to people because I like their personality. And some people, like a lot of old animators, which can't do anything anymore because YouTube doesn't work for them, but I'll still be subscribed to them because I just really like them as a person. And even though I don't watch their videos, I was like, well, I'll stay subscribed. But they don't make any money off of that. So it's kind of weird.
For this interview, I'm going to do just something weird. I'm probably going to cut all this out, but I'm adding Lydia to the call because she's ready now. And I'm going to get her.
I actually have to leave like in the next 4 minutes, but
yeah, I have my final questions, my actual questions. I ask a few questions at the end of all my videos, and I want to ask these really quick, but I'm going to get Lydia to ask them.
Okay, that's fine.
If she would answer. Are you there, Lydia?
Nope, it's not connected.
It's not connected. It says she's connected. Well,
it's loading on my screen. I don't know.
This is interesting. Well, till she joins, I'll ask you the first question. I have robbed these questions. Lydia? Well, Lydia's supposed to be part of this. I've robbed these questions from inside the actor studio.
Uh-oh.
Damn it. Okay, am I finally audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Jeez, what is up with my mic?
Lydia, this is Earth to Lydia, the one we have talked about a few times today.
Yeah, we said bad things.
Yeah. Lydia, can I get you to do the end of this interview?
No. Yeah,
Alright,
sure.
I have sent you the questions to ask Godric.
Okay. Oh, you sent me the wrong. Right. Okay. Right. Whew.
Someone sounds professional.
Oh. Wait, are you recording right now, or?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
For the last 54 minutes.
I'm just stumbling into this.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Earth to Lydia when she's not prepared. The way I like her. For recording purposes.
Right, okay. Okay, do you want me to move on with the questions then?
Yes, if you would not mind.
Yes, please.
Awesome, that's cool. Godric, I'd like to ask, what's your favourite word?
My favorite word, probably Probably onomatopoeia, I guess.
That's actually a nice one. Yeah, good one. What about your least favorite?
Least favorite word. It's a bad word. I don't want to say it.
You can curse
Okay.
on my channel. You can spell it.
Well, it's the word cunt. I don't like that word.
Just say bunt.
Bunt?
Yep.
What's bunt?
It's a bunt.
It's just Kev's way of saying it, I guess. Yeah.
And it's actually not that bad a word over in like England and stuff, but over here it's just kind of rude.
That's just because we're foul. We're just absolutely foul. Just swearing all the time, pretty much. Kev, do you really want me to ask these next questions? Really?
Yep.
Okay, wow. I'd just like to put a disclaimer out there. I have not had anything to do with the choosing of these questions, but would you like to tell your turn-ons and turn-offs?
Turn-ons and turn-offs, like on YouTube or just in general?
I'm going to go with YouTube.
You not like downturn things that turn you on for creatively. What turns you on?
Creatively.
Yeah.
Something kind of original, and I really like things that, of course, reflect on things in the past. Like, even if it's like subtle things, like this joke this one time in this one cartoon, I really like to reflect on things, and so that's kind of what turns me on in terms of creativity, I guess. Even though it's not original, if you do it in an original way, that kind of makes me go, oh, well, then I like that. Turn-offs. I don't like people being like basic, like really basic. And I really hate challenge videos. I also saw one thing I didn't know I hated until I saw it was there was a 10-minute unskippable ad in front of Game Grumps, and it was for somebody named Evan Tube, which is like this 13-year-old kid, and he was advertising for a backpack about as hard as he could, but you could tell
10 minutes.
it was blatantly scripted by her parents. They were like, oh my gosh, the zipper is so nice. I like zipper. And then they were like, I can put all my books into the bag. And then we can wander over here and drink a Coke. Coke. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like
10 minutes.
It was horrible. And it didn't have a counter on it, so I didn't know. So I left the page and came back, and it was still going. And I was like, oh, kill me. But... yeah.
At least you've got time for a tea break, I guess.
Yeah.
What about sounds? Favorites and least favorite sounds? Getting audible again.
Sounds. Worst sounds. I've always hated, of course, nails on the chalkboard. Nobody likes that.
God.
Sounds. I don't know. When someone, like, bites down and crumbles up metal in their mouth. I don't know if you've ever heard that, like tinfoil or something. That's the worst.
Gosh, yeah.
You said tinfoil.
But favorite sounds, I really don't know. Music, I guess, obviously, but I really like dubsteppy kind of things. So the bass dropping is actually really soothing to me for some reason.
Yeah, but you always get a good bit in a song where you're like, oh, yeah, that is just satisfying right there. A decent drop, you're like, yep.
Yeah, because I like a variety of music, but there's always a section you go, oh, that's why I like this, because of the chorus or that one thing in just one couple seconds. But you just listen to the song for that exact second. So it's just that kind of thing. But...
yeah. Now, you've already kind of touched, even since I've been in the conversation, on how you're not overly keen on the particular curse word. But are there any that you favor, in terms of, I guess, swearing and stuff like that is quite a stress reliever. Is there anything that you just sort of yell out if you're really frustrated or anything? It's just satisfying, just a favorite curse word. Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't cussed as much as I used to. I've kind of stopped since I started YouTube because I've kind of watched myself in a way. But I do more blatantly just in person, I think. And the F word's always a strong
You can
startup.
say it.
The fuck is always a good one. Um, and a lot of the times I'll just say the cuss word, but more of a weird way. Like I'll say shite most of the time for no apparent reason.
That is
But
actually a legit swear word over here.
Shite.
Don't know if you knew that, but shite is
no, I
actually
didn't know that.
separate shit. So yeah, that's a legit curse word in the UK. But yeah,
It must be all the British TV that I watch. I don't know.
probably. It's like arse and ass, that kind of thing. Yeah. But right. Other than the one that you're currently in, what sort of profession do you like to look at?
Well, I actually have a degree in mechanical engineering, so I'm looking in jobs at that right now.
Woo!
Nice.
Mechanical engineering.
Fancy. Is there anything that you particularly stay clear of then?
Um, I don't know, the bad jobs like poop scoopers, just that kind of thing. I don't mind physical labor. It's just something that makes you feel bad. Prostitution, of course, that's what I avoid.
You'd get away with being a male gigolo.
You heard it here first, though. Godrekefalcer does not want to be a male escort. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but I actually have to go.
There's 2 quick questions left.
No,
Okay,
there's
just-
one. I'm not asking the
Just go
last.
quick. Just go quick.
Okay. If heaven exists, and we're not saying it does or doesn't, but if it does, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive in heaven?
Oh boy. I have no idea. Welcome. Take a seat, idiot. What happened this time? I don't know, something like that.
You'd like to know think about him. Yeah.
Well, Lydia's not going to ask the final question, so I won't push her. Well, Godric, I would like to thank you for being a part of Let's Interview, and I'd like to thank Lydia for asking the final few questions.
It's
You're
been
welcome.
good. We had a nice conversation.
We certainly did. I have been
I just got ruined by stumbling in on.
I have been How to Say Show, the man. To my 2 guests. Till next time, take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.